Hello and welcome to the Wake Forest Dynasty here on College Football 14, and welcome back to JT Mathis 48 here, your sports channel, trying to expand to general gaming or gaming in general, however you want to say that. But we have a little break here. Our second of third break of the year comes in week 12 after the tear-wrenching heartbreak city loss against the FSU Seminoles of Florida State. If you don't remember, or if you're new to the series or channel, go check it out. The last video was definitely a thriller up until the very end, so highly advise you check it out. This episode, guys, you already know the drill. 5 likes is greatly appreciated. Let's try and hit that goal with just over 30 subscribers, maybe at 50 subscribers. We'll do a giveaway, but we gotta get there first, of course, and I'm going to do a giveaway maybe every 50 subscribers or 100. I don't know. We'll see where the channel goes in a couple months or even in a couple of weeks. So let's get that number up, guys. As always, it's greatly appreciated. And like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to share if you think someone will enjoy college football videos or just any sports videos in general. The non-sports I do are GTA and Rocket League. I just did one today. Go check it out. I'm not going to say the link's in the description, it's not, but it's the last video. I should probably start doing that, the previous video, so go ahead, check that out, and we can get started. So first things first, we already did recruiting, check that off the list. So now let's move on to our coach skill tree. Something a little new here in College Football 14, you actually get to upgrade what you want. Obviously there's stipulations, you have to upgrade a certain amount, but it is definitely worthwhile. Right now we're doing recruiting. Wake Forest, not one of those teams that you're going to look at and say ooh and ah, but they're a team that can stun a couple of other teams in their conference in the ACC, so definitely an eye to look out. But Team of Deacons come into the week 12 bye week, week 13, 4-6, and with just 2 games left against Duke in Wake Forest, or actually in Duke, for the greatest rivalry of the year, and then at Vanderbilt, Vandy. We're gonna have to win straight out, finish 6-6, and get thrown into the ring with many other teams that deserve a college bowl appearance. So if we don't make it, we don't make it, but if we do, that'd be great. So let's get started with the episode. You see recruiting, we're working on that. Defense and offensive coordinator. Defense, we're going tempo. Offense, we're definitely going with what is this? Up tempo, safety, and all that good stuff. Don't know why we would need it on offense unless we run no huddle, which we don't. We always do conservative. And then game in, we just do better, basically, in the game. So let's go to the job security. Haven't checked it all year so far. And look at us, we're 100% job security. Wow, Syracuse, man, 20 security, lowest in the ACC. Even though we lost to them, they're 2-7. Yeah, you can just grind me on that, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do in college. And it's our first year, obviously. See there, versus rivals 1-0, versus top 25 teams. We've played Clemson, we've played Boston College, we've played FSU, even though they weren't ranked. It's definitely been an adventure. I believe we have Miami next year, so that should be even more of an adventure, but we're at 100 job security with all the good guys up here: Virginia, North Carolina, and State Beast, and Duke, and Clemson, of course. So let's move on to the top 25 polls here all across the nation, and let's start off with number 1 and 2. The only 2 teams that left undefeated that are 9-0. Alabama Crimson tied in the SEC, Nebraska in the Big Ten. Look at those ratings for Alabama. That's a little bit overrated, don't you think? 99 overall on everything. Yes, they're, well, top of the line prestige when it comes to this, but our guys over at Texas, which I was a fan of just until 1 or 2 years ago, now I'm a Cal fan, and I'm doing this Wake Forest Dynasty because I like Cal and I like their style, but I wanted to go with a team that just needed some work in Wake Forest. Well, I'm originally born in North Carolina, so there you go. that's the story upon that. Let's see if Cal is up here. Well, they're not gonna be. Are they somewhere in the receiving votes? No, that's unfortunate, but there you see some couple of names. Michigan at 7, the Tigers of LSU at 7-3, the Gators, who ironically I hate every Florida team except UCF with a passion. FSU I don't like, Florida I don't like, Miami I don't like, but other than Florida, so figure that one out. Let's see, Wisconsin, the Badgers, 8-1. Texas Longhorns, 8-1. Obviously, Nebraska, Alabama, your 2 undefeated left in college football. Let's take a look at the Heisman Watch now on Nissan. Get that little thing. And of course, Johnny Football. This is college football 14, so he's gonna be in college. Obviously, sophomore right here. That looks nothing like him. They could have done a lot better on the detail of the faces. Mark Wiseman for Iowa, the halfback in second. Melvin Gordon just came through to the NFL. I know you guys, some of you might have picked him up on the NFL draft or the fantasy draft, so he might surprise a lot of people coming out of Wisconsin. Definitely some potential. D'Anthony Thomas and Ben Molina. So 2 Aggies up there, 1-5, and it looks like it will be an Aggie kind of Heisman. Take a look at the, let's see here, new stuff popped up. Let's take a look at the award semifinalists. Johnny Football on the Maxwell, Walter Camp, Manziel, Benedict, BJ Lowry for the best defensive game, senior. The Nagurski, that'll go to Ryan McMinn for Iowa, and then right there Trent Murphy for the Stanford Cardinals? Trees. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry, Stanford fans. O'Brien, Johnny Football. Is that Derek Carr? No. Oh, it is Derek Carr. Wow. You know, being college football 14, I didn't think I'd see his name, but that's gotta be another Derek Carr from Oakland, right? That's gotta be a different one. Let me know in the comments. Walker, Mark Wiseman leads that. Biletnikoff. The best wide receivers out of the nation, it'll be Matt Miller for the Boise State Broncos on that beautiful blue field. Mackey, Jake Long, the now, I believe, St. Louis Ram, if he didn't go anywhere else. Jake Matthews, the Outland. Remington, Gabe Ikard, sorry if I butchered that name, Oklahoma fans. The most prestigious of all, Lombardi. Riley McMinn leads that category so far. Best linebacker, Michael Doctor. The Doctor is in. Call him the Beaver. Oregon State leads it. The Thorpe, excuse me. Best corner, safety, whatever you want to call it. And BJ Lowry also leads that. Rosa, the kicker. It's gonna be Mike Meyer, his Iowa State teammate. Let's see if Chad Henlin is not on the board. Thought he was gonna be, but clearly, let's see what he's going for. So Mike Meyer, 13 of 14, 49 long, and 40 for 40. Of course, I don't think you get any extra points, my opinion. Connor Cornbrough leads the Guy Award, another Iowa Hawkeye. And Odell Beckham Jr. Who's heard this name, Giant fans? I know I have. Didn't know he was out of LSU, but there you go, Junior. So, yeah, make your mark, Beckham. Let's see what he's done on the year so far. Can we please? 36 catches, 555 across the board. Only 4 touchdowns. Any of those one-handed grabs against their rivals? Hint, hint. No? Well, alright. So that's going to do it for the semifinalists. And finally, in this bye week, we're going to be taking a look at the leaders and our own team leaders. So, passing leaders, Brewer for Texas Tech and Southwick. And also, Derek Carr lead the top 3 for passing. There you see Tanner Price, 38th with just a hair under 2,000 on the year. Rushing, Josh Harris, yes, he's been injured for quite some time, so only 587 yards. Unfortunately, that is leading the team. Get him up there. You see Wiseman and Melvin Gordon lead the way with just under a hair of 1,200. Receiving leaders, our hero Matt James and Calvin Johnson, 559 in 112th place, or at least tied. E. Ward for Texas Tech at 1214. Outstanding numbers for him. Tackle, well, Wake Forest, you've guessed it. A.J. Marshall, Olsen, Justin Jackson, and Lowe lead your way. 1, 2, 3, 4 across the board. 59, 53, 45, and 44. Sack leaders, Christopher Redding at 40th spot, 6 sacks on the year. M. Bach looks to be a Western Kentucky Wildcat leader at 10. Interceptions before we hit off to kicking. Brandon Chubb, 139th on the nation, 3 interceptions. Jones, another Texas Tech, leading the way, tied with Truss and Nunley from Maryland and Bowling Green at 7. Finally, the kicking leaders, Chad Headland, 108. Not that strong of a leg, but he can get the job done when you need him. Unfortunately, that's going to plot him 108 at a 41-yard long. Your leader and tied between the two guys from BYU and Northern Iowa, Jay Budzine and Jay Sorensen. So there you go, 56 yards. That's Sebastian Janikowski in the NFL. Finally, let's check out the season stats for your Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Tyler Cameron, a little more in depth, 20 for 30 on the year so far, 215 yards. But the real star of this is Tanner Price, 168 for 272, 94 yards. Ironically, that's almost 30 years before I was born, or yeah, because I was born in 96, so there you go. 8 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, so looks like a little RG3 or Colin Kaepernick, if you ask me, with the indecisive throws. He's averaging about 196.5 per game. Nothing wrong with that. Check out the rushing. Josh Harris, your rush leader, with 587. But on the defensive end, no, we don't want to do that. We want to sort it. Tanner Price, 5 rushing touchdowns. Just 1 behind Josh Harris at 6. His longest run was 45. Tanner Price, 55. So Tanner Price, what? If he wasn't a senior, call him a running back. Let's go receiving. Your leader in your leader in receiving is Michael Campanaro, the redshirt senior here in Wake Forest. Leads with 36 catches, 483 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Other guys that have 2 touchdowns, Josh Harris, Matt James, and Brandon Terry. Or not Brandon Terry, but just 3 up there. Longest pass or reception by a receiver this year, 78 by Josh Harris, your halfback. Let's go on to blocking. Whit Barnes, the senior red shirt, he is on fire. Actually, he's hot and cold, so we'll have to see what he does in the next 2 weeks. But 7 pancakes, 7 sacks, leads the way right there on top. Or actually, he leads pancakes, sacks given up. That would be Dylan Inneman with 10 given up. So definitely some work to be done on the offensive line there. Defensive side of things, A.J. Marshall, your tackle leader and the most solo tackles. Let's see what he gets for the most sacks. Well, that belongs to Christopher Redding, as you saw in the leaders, but what you didn't see was, or were all the guys behind him. Nikito Whitlock, Justin Jackson, and Zach Thompson, with 4, 4, and 3. Kicking, you already know the drill. Chad Headland, 12 for 13, 92% on the year. So far, so good. 41 long and 25 for 25 on extra points. Again, don't know how you miss those. So far, he's attempted 5 and made 5 from 17 to 29. He's 5 for 5 from 30 to 39. And 2 for 3 on 40 to 49. That's why we don't go 50 plus. Punting, it's Alexander Keinel, the sophomore from River Road, North Carolina, 83 overall. And he's only a sophomore, so what more could you want from this guy? 35 attempts. He's on the year averaging 45 per punt, and so far he's punted a total of 1,500 yards, so way to go, Keinel. To close it out, let's go kick and punt return. Orville Redenbacher Reynolds, 26 kick returns, 1 touchdown. You saw last game, 105-yard kick return. They did rule it 106, but It was rewritten as 105. Still an NCAA college football record. So very happy that we got that out of the way. DeAndre Martin, our backup halfback, and Ben Emmert, our fullback. Well, Emmert's had one kick return. Pretty sure that was a squib kick way back in the beginning of the year. And DeAndre Martin, he's your other man to watch. He has 445 yards racked up on his resume. 24 average. For Reynolds, it's 30. Punt return, and then to close out the episode, Michael Campanaro, our only punt returner, 12 punt returns, 1 touchdown. He returned that for 79 yards in the middle of the year. He's averaging about 13.5 yards, and he's racked up a $1.62. So, coming back to the menu, guys, excuse me, that's going to wrap it up. Hope you have enjoyed this week of college football 14 here on the Xbox One. What am I saying? On the Xbox 360. Thank you for tuning in to check out Wake Forest Demon Deacon college football here on the channel. As always, like, comment, subscribe. 5 likes, greatly appreciated, but never necessary. And I will see you guys all next time with the next episode of Wake Forest football. And be on the lookout tomorrow for some PGA and Madden pack opening. It's coming at you. I will see you guys later. Have a good one.